to today's stream, which is tea leaf reading. So, first, I will give a bit of a disclaimer for tea leaf reading. As many of you guys know, I am very practiced in a lot of forms of divination. I do tarot, pendulum, crystal ball, palm reading, past life reading, scrying, channeling. I do many different forms of divination, spiritual practices, but tea leaf reading is new to me. This is a new form of divination that I'm just practicing. So, because of that, I do have the book. I have the book to refer to, so I do have the book with me, and this is my first actual time. So I've been reading a lot about tea leaf reading, but I haven't actually physically practiced it yet. So I kind of thought it would be fun to practice it on stream. I feel practicing in a real way, like with real people who really want a reading, is a very powerful and beneficial way to practice, and it really helps you to dive into the deep end with things. And since I am already, intuitive and I do other readings, we should get something come through, even though it is my first try. So, yeah. One thing I forgot to do was grab a pen for the list. Oh my gosh, always forgetting something. So I have my kettle, I have my music, I have my I have my um, cup, my mug. I have all sorts. I have actually I was kind of meditating on this idea and feeling in to what I would do, because everybody does tea leaf reading slightly differently. You can use any kind of tea. Some people use coffee grounds, which I would love to try because I like coffee. But I'm really feeling drawn to using Earl Grey tea. So Earl Grey tea is what I'm going to use in the future. But I realised that I had run out of Earl Grey tea. So today we are using this one, this lemongrass and ginger one. And it is a dried herb. It should still work well, but I'm just really intuitively feeling drawn to um, to Earl Grey. So I'm going to pop out tomorrow and pick up some Earl Grey. So if you're on the next stream, which is later on in the week, you'll be getting an Earl Grey tea reading. But today we are using the lemon and ginger. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. So please do post if you are wanting a reading. Um, and what I will do is I will just grab a pen and a piece of paper to make a list. So bear with me, I'll be back in just one moment. We will use the little elephant book for this. So let's make our list here. And remember, members are prioritised on the stream. The reason why I didn't make it only members is because I didn't really know who would join and how interested people would be. So if you are interested in tea leaf reading, please do like the video, because how I kind of gauge which readings I should continue doing is by how much you like the videos. If a video only gets 10 likes, I think maybe I shouldn't do that one again because people didn't really like it. So if you're really wanting a tea leaf reading, you should like the video. Even if you don't get it in this stream, that will encourage me to do another stream on it, So yeah, we can keep going with that. So let's see. Miss Venus. So we have Miss Venus. Have Kieran. Kieran, it's nice to catch you on stream. It's nice to catch you. Sid, if you're wanting one, please do comment. Sid, yeah, you did. Okay, wonderful. Just scrolling down there. I did just see that. So Shahat and AA, I'm going to I should do two. I should do members and non-members, and hope maybe we'll get to some non-members. We'll see how quickly I am with this. So let's see. We have Shahat, and we have AA. But guys, do remember, even if I don't get to you, if I've put you on here, I will keep you as a priority. So there will be another tea leaf stream on the, oh, I planned it, I've forgotten now. I think it's the 8th or the 10th or something like that. I'll double check that at the end and let you guys know. It's on the posts, so if you go onto my YouTube channel and go to the posts tab, you will see where I've scheduled the next one. I can't remember which date it was now. Kevin! So we put Kevin on the list. Unit J, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. You love that. I love Earl Grey. I'm not into it's funny because obviously I'm from England, I'm from the UK, and we are like renowned for liking tea. And I actually don't like ordinary tea. I don't like black tea. Green tea, it's okay. Green tea, iced green tea with a bit of vanilla is nice. But yeah, Earl Grey is my favourite, especially for a hot tea. Marianne? So we'll see how many we get through today. Bear in mind that it might be a little bit slow because I'm, just getting used to it. Didier Rodadia, hello and welcome. Thank you for the compliment. Very nice to see you. Frank Beans, hello and welcome. What are you? I'm a starseed. Wonderful. Okay, hello. Capybara, hello and welcome. Yeah, it's really nice seeing new people in the chat. If you are interested in readings like this, make sure you stay subscribed. I do many different types of readings all of the time. We do crystal ball very often, pendulum, channelings, things like that, tarot. So do stay subscribed if you're interested in readings like that. So yeah, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. But we will get on with it. The kettle is boiled, so let's get on with it. So I will explain a little bit about tea leaf reading, and maybe I'll talk through as we go through because I'm learning too. So we're beginning, so our list at the moment, we have Miss Venus, Kieran, Sid, Kevin, Marianne, and then we do have Shahat and AA. I don't know how quick the readings are going to be. Hopefully we get there, but let's see. So we'll just keep that there. Yeah, so you're very welcome to ask questions. So I was going to mention that in a moment. So you can, but yeah, so just to touch on that, as Kieran is saying, so you can ask a specific kind of question or for guidance in a specific area of life, like money, love, things like that. You're very welcome to do that. Or it can be general. It can be general. So we have, I'll go through it as we go through. How about that? Like I'll, talk through it as we go. But we do have different, if you can see, different symbols around the rim of the teacup. I keep saying mug, but teacup here. And these all mean different things. So if we get some tea leaves around there or touching here, that will mean something. They all mean something different. But yes, you're very welcome to ask a specific question or for a specific theme for this reading. So the kettle is boiled. Let's get on with it. Oh, one thing I forgot was a teaspoon. A teaspoon to... right, bear with me one moment. I will just grab a spoon. Okay, I have a spoon. So I did have the spoon, I just didn't bring it to the to the studio area here. So okay, so we have a spoon now. Kind of a tablespoon more than a teaspoon, but that's fine. Anna, hello and welcome. Miss Venus says, I hope everyone is doing well today. We welcome positive energy and high vibes. Any negativity will be removed from the chat. No spamming, please. Yes. And you've just brought up an important point as well. Of course, we have the evil eye protection here, but for the teacup, we do need to cleanse the teacup after each use for each person to be cleansed. So you can do this with incense, but I'm going to use a crystal So just bear with me. I need to be prepared with everything I need for the stream. So this is good practice because I'm like, I forgot that, I forgot that, I forgot that. So yeah, I'll have to grab a crystal. Let me think. Crystal. The geode's a bit big, although I wouldn't mind using that. Or we could do some vervain maybe. Yeah, we'll do some vervain. So we're going to do vervain's great, actually great. If vervain's probably a really good one to choose because if we were, so if this was in person, have my hair's my hair's coming out. Oh no! Right, so if we were in person, you would be drinking the tea. So you would be drinking the tea. And vervein's great for actually cleansing your internal system. So you can drink this. You can put drops into the tea and actually drink it. So vervain is a great one, great cleanser to use for tea leaf reading because it's kind of that symbolic energy of if you were actually drinking the tea, it's the physical cleanse as well, as we are cleansing the cup as well. So yeah, we'll use vervain for this, but a lot of people would light an incense or sage or something and just gently go inside of the cup or just, smoke the cup a little bit. We're not going to do that. Witchcraft is a fire hazard. All divination is a fire hazard when we use fire. I'm already using boiling water on this stream, so we'll keep the danger to a minimum, shall we? So let me just read the chat here, but we'll have to get on with the reading in a moment. So let's see. Ankita, hello and welcome. Miss Venus says, let's hope we don't get any trolls. Yes, I want you to relax and enjoy your reading and not have to be deleting people. Let's see. Ankita may be added. So I'll put you on the list of non-members, but don't forget members are prioritised for this one. So we'll see if we get to you. So no promises about getting to everybody in this one because it's the first one. I'm probably going to be a bit slow. But I'm noting everybody down who's interested, and I will prioritise you guys if you're on the next stream, okay? So we have Ankita as a non-member. And Magville, hello, welcome, or Mag3054. I don't really know how I say that, but hello, welcome. I hope you are well. So Kieran has the question, what does Spirit want me to know at the moment? Please and thank you. Yeah, okay. So Miss Venus, if you do have a question, you can set your intention right now. I hope the music is okay for you guys. I hope it's loud enough. But if you do have a question, you can set your intention right now. And this is how we are going to do the reading. So I'll talk through it as we go. So we'll get a spoonful, if I can open it again. We'll get a spoonful of our herbs, our dried tea here. Try to get some, I love the smell of this tea. So probably do like of this much. That should be enough. It's quite a small cup. So there you are. You have the tea in here. So Miss Venus will be asking her question now if she has a question. She doesn't have to post it in the chat. She can ask it, privately in her mind and see what comes through. But now we'll get for the dangerous part, get the kettle, which is full of hot water, but we don't want to put too much in. So I'm probably going to fill it to that line. If you can see that line. If I drip that a little bit, but not on myself, so that's okay. I'm good. Okay, so we have the herbs in the tea now. It's quite a lot of herbs, actually. I don't know if I used too much. So generally what we would do is, if Miss Venus was here, we'll leave it for a moment. We'd always leave it for a moment. But if Miss Venus was here, she would sip the tea. She wouldn't have to drink it all, but she would just sip a little bit, or whatever she feels comfortable with. There's a lot of herbs in there, so just a little sip would be fine. But she would do that. So there is also a tradition, or a practice here of spinning the cup 3 times. So I don't know if you guys can see the cup that clearly. The chat might be over it. So I'll just show you the cup and the saucer here. And what we do is we spin the cup 3 times. Some people do this after they've poured the water out. Some people do it before. So, but we're going to do it before today. So we do 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go clockwise motion with that. And then we do want to pour the water out. I don't have a strainer, so I'm wondering. I don't want to pour too many herbs out, so let me just see how I can do this. So I'm pouring the water out, of course, but Miss Venus could be drinking it if she was here, and maybe perhaps I would be drinking it if it was Earl Grey. So yeah, so we're left with this here, and then what we wanted to do is you could even cycle it 3 times again. You put it upside down onto the saucer to completely drain it. And I do think it's good practice to spin it again to see how the herbs want to land naturally. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, and 3. Not everybody does that when it's turned over, but I do feel drawn to do that. So here we are. We have our tea. And we can wait for a moment. We could sit. Miss Venus can think of her questions or ask, for clarity or whatever she feels drawn to ask. And we will wait until we feel very comfortable that the cup has drained, and then we'll turn it over. So we're turning it over here, and you can see there are little bits of herbs dotted around here. We do have a little bit of water still, but that's okay. And we have quite a clump of herbs in one area, but we do have some in other areas, as we can see here. So it is quite interesting. It's always interesting if some of the herbs reach the very rim, as we can see. We have some herbs reaching the very rim here. So how we read the cup, so we always begin at the handle. We begin at the handle and we read in a clockwise motion. And the depth of the cup is important, which is why teacups are very good for this practice, because the closer to the rim we are, that is the more near future or even present, very current chapter. The kind of midway of the cup where it kind of bends, that's the more distant future. And then the very center of the cup is, very far future. Can sometimes be like a year or something, but generally it will be like a few months, okay? So this is Miss Venus's herbs at the moment. So we'll look for patterns, we look for shapes, and we look for where the herbs are in the cup. So let's begin with, as if we go, we're working around on what we see in the first cycle, which is the near future cycle. So we see a lot of herbs at the horseshoe. So you can see that. In between the horseshoe and the diamond here, we can see some herbs. We have a little bit going on in the heart section, very, very minimal. And let's see, there's a little bit here, a little herb that's just gone solo there. And a little herb that's also gone solo on the envelope. So let's have a look. We're not seeing any circles or any shapes really like that, but we are seeing some interesting moments where we have a clump of herbs here separate and a clump of herbs here separate as well, but that's in our slightly more distant future. So first let's look at the horseshoe and the diamond. That's what rarely calls to me in the beginning, is the horseshoe and the diamond. So as I said in the beginning, I'm new to reading the tea leaves. I haven't memorized every symbol yet. This is practice for me, as it says in the name. So let's look at the horseshoe and just make sure we're getting it right here. So the horseshoe is fortune, coincidences, lucky breaks, and meaningful surprises. So fortunate coincidences, sorry, I said fortune. Fortunate coincidences, lucky breaks, and meaningful surprises. So surprise that can be very meaningful, a lucky break. So keep an open mind. So you're keeping an open mind here about something that may come to you that's, I would say, kind of like a, unexpected gains. It could be whether that's spiritual gains, monetary gains, or like gains in like kind of love maybe. But we do have some unexpected positive surprises coming up in the horseshoe, so that's quite nice. And also we have a lot of herbs going on there in the diamond. So in the diamond, the Ace of Diamonds. It's an important time for your goals, ambitions, and life direction. Expect positive developments and increased self-confidence. So an increase in your self-confidence as well is coming up. So we are seeing that. So I'm just going to, oh, I'm dripping tea on my leg. So I am going to look at the heart, love heart, the cup, the like glass thing we have here. I'm going to look at those two as well, and the envelope, because although there's very minimal herbs in the envelope, you can see it's like a little stray herb. There's one right at the very rim, which is interesting. So let's look at that. So the Ace of Hearts, of course, is love and romance are on the menu. This could mean spending time with your partner or the beginning of a new relationship. Your home life is also important to you now, which could signify a move or making improvements on your current home. So for me, it's kind of like saying it's interesting because it's almost like saying there's a hint of possibility of love in your current chapter. There's a hint of possibility of it being soon. It's a hint. There's a tiny little bit of herbs have dropped there. It's like a hint of this a possibility. That's kind of what I'm getting with that. It's not as prominent as the horseshoe or the diamond, where we're seeing that that's probably something that's going to happen, and these are more like possibilities where the little herbs have landed. So the cup or the glass, which we saw there, celebrations, parties, and social invitations are of every kind are indicated, so enjoy yourself. So there's also slight possibilities of these social interactions and social gatherings. Now, the slight possibilities might be that you're invited but you're unsure to go. So what I would say is to go. I would say to go, It's almost like the herbs are trying to get there. There's a few little herbs in there that kind of trying to point to that. So it's kind of like there's a possibility of these social gatherings. But yeah, to enjoy yourself, to let your hair down is kind of the message of that one. And then the envelope. So I do want to look at the envelope because that seems like very close. Very close. So we have a longed for letter or important document is on its way to you, and it may contain good news. So that just really intrigued me because even though there's very minimal herbs there, it did get right to the rim in that envelope section. So it could be that there's a contract or a document that's really important to you, that you're really waiting on or working on or something like that. Yeah. So a longed for letter, or in this day and age, might not be a letter. It might be a message on social media. It might be an email. Something like that. So we can get something like that as well. Come through. Let's see. I lost my chat here, so let me just catch up with the chat before we go into the more distant future. So let's see. Oh, scroll too far. Thank you, Miss Venus. Kieran says, if possible, can the audio be a little up? Do you mean the music or do you mean my voice? Because my lapel mic, my external mic, it was kind of broken. It made like a humming noise. I have not fixed that yet or bought a new one yet. So unfortunately, I do have to deal with the phone mic. So you may have to turn your volume up if possible. Fire and Water, hello and welcome. Miss Venus says intentions to get a message about my love life. Okay. Fire and Water, I will add you to the non-members list, but I definitely can't promise to get to you. We do have a few people now. But it's very nice to see you. It's very nice to catch you on the stream finally. Sadia! Okay, Sadia, yes, I'll also add you to the non-members list. Remember, guys, members are prioritized. Carol Bell, hello and welcome. It's very nice to have you here. So yeah, I'll put you on the non-members list. Hopefully we'll get to you, but I don't know. But anyone I don't get to, I will prioritize on the next stream. But yeah, let's carry on with Miss Venus now. We're moving into the more distant future, which is interesting. There's a lot of herbs in the certain area, as we can see. And I'm not quite sure what symbol's beneath that now, but let's see what we get with this. So, let's see. So the inner circle. So yeah, so anyone familiar with astrology will recognize these planetary symbols. Each planet traditionally signifies personal attributes and areas of life. The symbols deal with larger themes than those found around the rim and refer to events over the coming weeks and months. So if you can see, we do have those astrological symbols, and I know Miss Venus is familiar with those. So I'm just trying to see what symbols are there. So we have the Venus, the Mars, then we have Mercury, the Mercury, and the Jupiter, it looks like. Yeah, so we have a lot of herbs in the Mercury and the Jupiter. Okay, so we have Mercury, communication, conversations, travel, and knowledge. This should be a social, lively phase. So there we go. So my intuition to read the glass, even though there was very minimal herbs on the glass, seems like I was spot on, because it's again pushing you more with social, going out, traveling, a socially lively phase. So do keep going to these events, maybe spiritual events, maybe whatever gigs, whatever you like, social meetups. So you are really getting communication, travel, and being social. It's very, very important. And this is in the coming weeks. So this is a little bit more distant future, but it did look like the current chapter was trying to tell us that. So that's interesting. Then we get Jupiter as well, where you have a lot of herbs in Jupiter. Luck, expansion, and heartwarming encounters brighten your life. Long distance friendships or trips could broaden your horizons too. Okay, so in long distance, are we talking about, this these distances between you and the guys, C and O, because there's issues with that kind of trip and travel. Maybe we're all looking at that and feeling that it's linked to that a little bit. Sorry if I am talking quietly. Try to be closer to the camera. So look, expansion, heart-warming encounters brighten your life. But that long distance energy, I am feeling like that's about that travel. That travel with Omar and C. So that kind of distance there. So we are getting the Mercury and Jupiter coming up. Miss Venus is into astrology, so there might be something else that speaks to you with that. So yeah. So then you look. So then, as we move to the more inner section of the teacup, we're looking for. Well, actually, we should look. Sorry, before I go on to that, there is a little bit of scattered energy tea leaves in the Mars as well. So just bear with me with that. Let's go. Let's look at that Mars there. Again, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. So the Mars, energy, action, and assertiveness. Go for what you rarely want, unless other symbols advise against it. Okay, so there's a bit less energy in that. So it could be because you are doing that and it's just affirming it. You don't need too much of a push, but it could also be because you might. I feel a little bit like maybe there's some indecision that's holding you back from this a little bit. The energy, action, and assertiveness, going for what you rarely want. So, but it does say unless other symbols advise against it. So if you're feeling different, if the symbol's kind of making you point to a different direction, maybe go with that. But it does say to go for what you really want. So some assertiveness and decisiveness is needed at this time. So I do feel like that was important. And then also we have that what was that one? The Venus, of course. So we do have some herbs in our Venus there. Love, art, and harmony bring delightful interludes. You should be feeling creative and romantic. So you're also having a push of creative and romantic energy as well. The Mercury and Jupiter are much more prominent, so that communication, travel, luck, and the long distance, they're the most prominent. But we do have this pushing you to be assertive and decisive, and this creative and romantic energy of the Venus as well. So we are getting those. But then we do look for any signs and symbols that we can see. We common ones are circles, whether they're broken or half like a C. Rectangles sometimes form, and sometimes you do clearly get animals, symbols of animals as well. So I'll hold the cup up for a moment. If anybody does feel like they see a symbol, then you are very welcome to shout that out and let me know. if you see like anything in the cup. But other than that, I will just have a little look myself, of course. But yeah, if you feel like you see anything specific in there, like a symbol, sign, shape, letter, let me know. So let me just read this. Oh, sorry, I scrolled up too far. Wow, good fortune. My voice. Yeah, I know. The mobile streams are not as good for sound. I do know that. I really need to fix that, so I do apologize. I'm kind of just not putting that as a priority for some reason. I really need to. Um, Fire and Water, it is really nice to see you. So Miss Venus, if my intention was to get a message about my love life, then is it like an auspicious time? I had lots of positivity, good luck, gift of some sort, love, fun times, and just overall positivity. Mercury, communication, and Jupiter look again. Expansion of communication and connection, and it makes sense, and it resonates. Okay, that's great. Okay. Yeah, it does seem very positive at the moment. You might be being pushed to do certain things, but it does seem positive. So we're seeing did you say a moon? We're seeing a moon. Okay, so a moon could be representing the emotions or something like that. I suppose it depends. Are we seeing? I don't think I can see it, but I'm trusting you guys as well. um Full moon, half moon. We could take some meaning from whatever the Saturn moon phase means for you, or how the Saturn moon phase resonates for you. You could take that in. But Kieran's saying a man figure a little bit bent from his knees. So that's interesting because the that can represent. So of course, if we see someone bent from the knees, we are automatically thinking things like proposals, marriages, things like that. So it can mean a proposal in terms of like business. It can represent a proposal of a different sort, but generally, if we're seeing someone like that, it's likely to mean something about leveling up in a relationship stage. Like I always say, if you're single, meeting someone, if you've met someone, getting in a relationship, going to that next level of intimacy within some kind of connection. Um, does the waning does that waning moon mean anything to you in terms of um, sometimes we work with the moon phases, and we have certain moon phases that we feel really resonate for our manifesting or for our emotion balancing and things like that. So if that does resonate, sorry, if that certain moon phase means anything to you, that would be very interesting as well. So I'm just going to look. Let me see. It's actually interesting that you say moon, because the one other place where I do see some scattered herbs is actually in the section with the moon here, and we didn't look at that, so we will look at that. If I can find it again. We have a lot of symbols that can come up. Okay. Your innermost feelings and most intimate relationships will be important. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive inspiration. So that is what we get with that little bit of kind of herbs going to the moon. I'm just kind of trying to see, because I see kind of like a building, like an old building. That's kind of what I'm seeing there in that section. So I'm just going to look at that. So there are many different signs and symbols you can see, and they do have different meanings. So let's see if we can find anything about the animals. A lot of the time people see animals in there. Let's see. Yes! That's kind of what it looks like to me, but without the windows. Church or place of worship. Spiritual enlightenment and protection are suggested. Whether or not you practice your religion in a formal way, these are potent and powerful symbols indicating a special time in your life. If you are experiencing difficulties at this time, you will find comfort and inspiration in quiet contemplation. Traditionally, no negative symbol can reduce the power for good represented here. So that's what I see. I see kind of like an old building, maybe a church. So I do think that that resonates as well. So yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. So we'll look at some symbols on the rim, symbols on the inner side, and then we will look for some actual symbols that the tea leaves make. So I really hope that you enjoyed that reading. Yeah, so I'm trying to do them like kind of sample mini-esque. Do bear in mind if you were to get a full reading when I do offer them, they will be more a bit more in depth than that, and I will be a bit more practiced. But I really appreciate you helping me practice. So that was Miss Venus. So we'll now move on to our next member, who is Kieran. So it's really nice to actually catch you on a stream, Kieran. It's very nice. We barely ever match up, so that's nice. So we just have to. Oh, I underestimated how messy this would get though. Let me see. I do have my towel. Oh, I'm going to get herbs everywhere, but you know, that's just the way it is. So we will have to just do a quick cleanse. Oh yeah, I brought the vervain, didn't I, for cleansing? Perfect. Perfect, okay. So this is not how I wash dishes at home, by the way, guys. This is just a quickness between these readings. Okay, so let's just put that there. I think our water is still hot enough at the moment. Let me check. Yes, it's fine. So we will do Kieran's, but let's just do a swill of vervain. So this is our cleanser for today. Maybe next time I will use a crystal for our cleanser, but I'm going to use vervain today. So we'll do 3 drops of vervain. There we are. Oh, I'll wipe the bottom of that. So that's cleansed now from Miss Venus's energy. So we're only focusing on Kieran's energy now, and for this one. Okay. So let's see. Kevin says, I don't know why, but it looks like it's making wolf claw. So that's interesting. Wolf is probably in the book. Not sure, but I also feel like a wolf claw. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can find wolf in here. Oh, yeah, where are the animals? Animals. And I think you get a little bit better at perceiving the symbols as well that the leaves make once you practice it a bit more. And also, I do believe that Earl Grey is better than this tea in terms of, you know, tea leaf reading. Earl Grey is a lot better. Do we have rules? Yes. This can be interpreted in 2 ways, depending on what surrounds it. In a positive setting or lightly patterned reading, the wolf indicates bravery and spiritual strength. When found amidst difficult patterns, it warns of jealousy, intrigues, and betrayal. Either way, it's a potent symbol, suggesting an important or challenging phase ahead. Now, most of the reading was very positive, so I would more so take the positive reading with Wolf to Miss Venus there. But that's interesting, so thank you guys for pointing that out. So, okay, so we are cleansed. We are cleansed from Miss Venus's energy with our cup, and we are just focusing on Kieran now. So let's get some herbs, let's get some tea. So we'll get some tea. And of course some water. So Kieran, you can be thinking of your question, you can just be opening your mind, or you know, however you feel, whatever you feel. I think you guys are pretty intuitive, so it's all good. You just Oh, it's so warm. So warm. Okay, so we're focusing on Kieran. And like I said, so let me just see the chat. Great. Miss Venus is honoured to be the first one. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the outfit as well. And my hair. Oh, amazing. Thank you, guys. A complimentary stream, not a troll stream. Very nice. So, guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, so like I said, we're focusing on Kieran, and we're doing our spins. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. We have spun it 3 times. Then we are pouring our tea out. We're pouring liquid out. You know, not all of our herbs, but we are pouring our liquid out. And this would symbolise as well. Pouring the liquid out symbolises Kieran drinking it. So do bear in mind when you come for a reading, you might drink the tea. Just in case anyone didn't hear me before, when you come for a reading, it is common that you would drink the tea. But as I'm reading for other people, I don't want to drink their tea and put my energy into it. I want to be the reader. I don't want any messages to come through from me. So I'm pouring away the tea. But generally in person, you would drink the tea. So the pouring away is kind of symbolizing the energy with Kieran, you know? So we turn it upside down. And again, I'm going to do my 3 spins, okay? So 1, 2, and 3. Actually, we don't have to pick it up straight away. We can wait for a moment, kind of feel into when we feel that it's properly drained and, you know, it's drained in the way that we want it, and her guides want it and everything like that. So just bear with me one moment as we leave the cup like this for just a moment. I'm just going to grab my water because I just need to drink. It's only here, so. There we are. Okay, maybe I should have been drinking the tea. Okay, so Kieran's reading. So do you feel like it's drained now? And there we are. We have a different outcome than Miss Venus. So we do have a different outcome there, as you can see. It's very interesting. But we do have some areas where there's a lot of herbs, so we can look into this. So again, we begin with the handle and we read around in a clockwise way. So we're going in a clockwise way, and the outer rim, the symbols on the outer rim, they are the present and very near future. The second ones on the kind of bend, they are the kind of next few weeks and things like that. And then in the very centre is much more distant future, and that's where generally we might find the herb symbols, like the like the wolf claw and the moon and things like that you guys saw. Okay, so looking at this as we go around, so we're going around, and the first thing we notice is, again, similar to Miss Venus, we do have a lot of energy, a lot of herbs in the diamond symbol. So in the diamond symbol, we're getting a message there in the diamond symbol. So let's see. We have the diamond symbol. Ace of Diamonds. And an important time for your goals, ambitions, and life direction. Expect positive developments and increased self-confidence. So Kieran is also getting that message as well as Miss Venus did. And it's a very nice one. An important time for your goals, ambitions, and life direction. The only thing I would say is if you're completely unfocused on your life direction, you might just need to focus on that. I might be pushing you to focus on that, okay? So Kevin will get to the bow and arrow in a moment, so thank you for your input. I appreciate that. So then as we move around, we do see some scattered herbs forming here. So again, in the glass, like Miss Venus got as well, but also in the star, they're kind of reaching out to the star. Although that's minimal, we see a little bit there. So it could be a hint to that. There could be like that's coming in very slowly or gently, or just a little bit of that's coming in, not a lot. So let's look at the glass first. I know it was social gatherings, wasn't it? But I just want to make sure I need to get it into my head and really solidify it. So I'll keep going back to it. So I do apologise about that, but it's just to help me practice. So cup or glass. Celebrations, parties, and social invitations of every kind are indicated, so enjoy yourself. So again, Kieran is getting that message of really saying yes to those social gatherings, maybe planning social gatherings, maybe going to the events you want to go to, and things like that. And then we'll just check the star. There's only a little bit of herbs in the star, but the star says success in your projects, recognition, and praise are all indicated. This is a lucky sign. So you're getting a little bit of a glimpse of positivity in the luck sector. It's very minimal. But maybe it's something you could grasp onto. Maybe it's something that is coming in slowly. So I just see a little bit of positive affirmation there. But we don't see much more around the outer rim. So we'll go into, and guys, the things that you guys are mentioning, I will check that as well, so don't worry. But we'll just go into that inner rim for the middle section for a moment. Again, I need to keep remembering to begin at the handle. So the most energy we see, it is a little bit scattered. There's a little bit of herbs everywhere in that section. But we're going to look at where the herbs are mostly formed, where there's a lot of them. Sons, hello and welcome. So we're seeing at first a lot in that. Let me get it up. So we have our astrological symbols we're looking at now. So we have the it's covered a little bit, so let me just make sure I get it right. Mercury. I was looking like it was Venus for a moment, but it's Mercury. So again, you're getting Mercury as well, so it's pretty similar to Miss Venus here. Communication, conversations, travel, and knowledge. This should be a social, lively phase. But you guys both got the glass as well, so it makes sense. So the social lively phase is beginning, or maybe it's already started for you, but it is going to continue into your near future. So grasp onto that. The social energies seem important. There could be an important connection to be made. And travel might be important as well at this time. But let's see. The other area where you have a lot of herbs is in Venus. So I think this varies from Miss Venus a little bit. I think she got less herbs in this section. All of your herbs are kind of pointing to this section. So I do think if you look at that, let me just show you. So you have all the herbs there, but they're kind of all pointing. It's almost like an arrow, if you can see, pointing to this section of Venus. So I think that's really interesting. And Venus is love, art, and harmony, bringing delightful interludes. You should be feeling creative and romantic. So this is very sacral chakra energy. There could be sacral chakra activations. There could be a positive advancement in your creative path or in your love path. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're seeing there. So I'm just going to have a little look myself just for a moment, and then I will get onto the symbols that you guys have seen. So in the more distant, the thing that I'm struggling with at the moment is the more distant future, because it's really grasping the symbols and how they go, you know? But I suppose in a way it's kind of like candle wax reading. It is kind of like candle wax reading. Rain, hello, welcome. Canal, hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. Rain, I'll put you on the list, but I might not get you. Just bear in mind. I think I'll probably get for about 2 or 3 more people. So let's see. I mean, I saw like the kind of churchy old building symbol in Miss Venus's. I'm not like rarely seeing much in this one. yeah, let me have a look at what you guys saw. Let me see. So we had someone see. Kevin said bow and arrow. I don't know if that would be on here, but bow and arrow to me would be um sorry, I'm itchy nose. Oh, bow and arrow for me would be like warrior energy, so tapping into warrior energy. So it could be stepping into your power. It could be that you need to stand up for what you believe in. You know, there might be a situation where that arises and you have to stand up for what you believe in. Or you have to really step into your power and your strength. That's what I would see with a bow and arrow. Just looking at the other ones here. Um, Sorry, it's just so interesting, like the different symbols. So we're looking for to see if there is bow and arrow. But actually, it might be. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have bow and arrow in the book, but always remember, and this is the important thing. Like, I'm trying to grasp the book a little bit. And I'll always do this. I'll always like get into the traditional way and the suggested way a little bit. But ultimately, you need to be going with your intuition. So if you're seeing a sign or a symbol that isn't in the book, you're interpreting it yourself using your own intuition or what your guides are telling you or whatever might come through. So yeah, I would definitely say warrior energy, stepping into your power, standing up for what you believe in with a bow and arrow. Fire and water says an elephant and scorpion. Sorry, I don't even know. I think there is elephants in here. I do think there's elephants, so let's get that one. Animals, animals, animals. Have I skipped? Oh, no, oh wait, we do have scorpion. Scorpion, beware. You may have a hidden enemy or find that someone does not have your best interests at heart. Be cautious. The symbol can also denote someone born under the sign of Scorpio. So you could be being guided to be mindful of a Scorpio in your life, but it could also just be general about that kind of backstabber kind of energy. So just a little bit of caution with that one, because fire and water sort of scorpion. But I'm pretty sure that there is an elephant here, so let me just. I'm sure there's an elephant. I really appreciate you guys giving your input as well. Elephant, patience and kindness surround you, and you can get the support or assistance you desire. Progress may be slow as an elephant ambling along, but you are certain to get there in the end. Sometimes the elephant stands for India or matters associated with the East. Surrounding pictures will reveal whether you are about to travel, and you did get travel as well in your Mercury, so that's interesting as well. That we have elephant and we have travel as well. But that's nice. Getting the elephant along with the scorpion sounds very positive because you might have someone to support you through if you are wronged, if you are betrayed, as a scorpion would suggest. So that's quite a nice balance at least. If we're going to have a scorpion, we probably want an elephant. There's someone riding the elephant, so again, that could be definitely an indication of travel. Oh, yeah, you got Miss Venus and Kieran getting quite similar symbols. It's quite interesting. Um, Amazing. Yeah. So that was the Kieran's one. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did appreciate that. Um, I can only get better at them, so I really appreciate the support and for letting me practice because this is, this is always like what you should be doing. You should have confidence in yourself and your ability to read, and even if you're, you know, sometimes we get self-conscious or we don't want to do things in front of people if they're not perfected. Like you can really feel like if you haven't perfected something, you don't want other people to see you do it, or to see you, maybe you might get something wrong, maybe you might not get anything at all. You know, it's scary. It's scary. But um, but yeah, practicing with real people who really want readings is just such a great way to go, because they're putting the right energy into it. And also, when things do resonate, like a lot of things resonated for Miss Venus, you get confirmation, and you're like, oh, okay, so I'm tuning in with this. My intuition's going into this. It is working, and you feel good. You feel good. So let's check our water. We might need to reboil that kettle. It's still a bit hot. I think we'll be okay with the water. So we might reboil for the next one. But that was Miss Venus and Kieran. So now we are... Is Sid still here? Let's see. You're very welcome, Kieran. Of course, you're very welcome. So let's see if Sid is still here. And we'll just go down the list if they're not here. Okay, so we have Sid, maybe Kevin if Sid isn't here. Oh, there we go. We have Sid. Can you say, so what does you feel like for me in short? Um, yeah, well, it's just these kind of things that came up. So it does seem like a very social time, and it does really seem like we're being pushed to travel a little bit and things like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can always go back over the reading and just see if anything kind of resonates. You know, um, I know it's not super in depth reading. Do bear in mind, guys. A, I'm practicing, and B, I can't spend too long with each person. We've only done 2 people, and it's almost been an hour. So do bear in mind that, you know, it's slower when you're practicing. As that's number one. But also number two, I just can't stay like for a whole hour or something with one person. But so I do really appreciate you guys, you know, practicing with me. And so Sid, we're cleansing your cup now. So 3 drops of vervain in there, Sid, and we'll turn that around. I'm gonna do the 3 spins as well. I feel drawn to that. 1, 2. Don't know if that noise is horrible to you guys. And 3. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. If I don't get to you today, I have the list. People who have waited today will be prioritized if you make it to the next stream. So do bear that in mind. So Sid, let's go. Oh no, I'm getting herbs in my plug sockets. Oops. Not great. Not a great idea. Okay, so let's get to Sid. Okay, so we've cleansed. We want a spoonful of our beautiful dried tea. And guys, also, if you are on the next stream, you will be getting Earl Grey instead. So I do feel like those readings will be a bit better, because I'm super drawn to using Earl Grey for this. Yeah, Miss Venus says, based on what you heard, what resonates with you personally, your intuition is important too. Yes, I totally agree with that. So Sid, you can focus. If you have a specific question, you're very welcome to post it, or just think of it in your own mind. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do this, can be general, of course. So I'm just going to pour the water. It's still very hot, so don't worry. Up to the line there. And Sid, you can just focus on whatever you want, really. I'll be focusing on you getting your correct answer. And just, you know, positive vibes. So, Fiery Water says, I love Earl Grey. It's my favourite tea. I'm not a huge tea drinker, but I love Earl Grey. So, we, of course, we spin the cup 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then we're pouring away with the kind of intention that Sid would be drinking this, you know? Yeah. So if you're with me, I would offer you some tea, of course. So there we are. So just pour a little bit of that away as if it's been drunk. And then we will pour it over, as we do want to completely drain it. We want to completely drain it. So we do our 3 spins again. 1, 2, 3. What a lovely sound. So there we are. And when we feel ready, that it's trained and it's resonating with us, it's answering us, we will have a little look. So you're not a huge tea drinker and you're not into... I know! It's almost like I'm not really from here, you know? I'm not really from here. Yeah. So let's pick up our cup. And there we go. We have a different formation of herbs again for Sid. But this reminds me a little bit more of Kieran's. The way it is actually a little bit more scattered. Miss Venus's was very clumped at one area. This is a little bit more scattered, so you can pick something up from that. You know, as I delve more into this, I'm sure I will learn a lot more about these things. But yeah, Miss Venus says I'm into both of those and I'm not British. Maybe we should swap. Yeah, I'm from Lyra. Yeah, I'm more into like cats and meowing and things like that. Um, Fire and Water says this way around I see a ghost. That is very interesting. Oh, a goat, sorry, I thought you said ghost. A goat, okay, interesting. So, we have our herbs. I think I used a few less herbs for Sid. Doesn't look as clumpy. I think there's a few less herbs in there, but that's okay. Maybe that was my intuition telling me to do that. So, this is interesting. I'm seeing a bit of a repeating thing here, where we are getting the envelope have some herbs on it again, and we are getting the star have some herbs on it again. But remember, we start from the handle, we work our way around clockwise. Now, some of these having like little herbs in them, it's not really shouting out to me too much, apart from this rope one here, with the three kind of three herbs kind of making a triangle, and then the love heart one just have a few scattered kind of herbs in there. Don't know, feeling a little bit drawn to that, but not sure. But I'm feeling drawn to this one for some reason. I think it's because of the triangle formation, you know, of the three herbs. Because when I see like triangle, I'm always thinking like it's an arrow. You know, it's like an arrow. So let's just have a look at that rope and see what that is representing. And we'll see if that resonates with Sid. Apologies, guys, if I'm not talking loud enough here. So let's see. Oh yeah, there we are. Oh, it's a snake. I'm saying rope. Snake, someone does not deserve your trust. Be watchful and do not confide in anyone you do not know well. If other warning signs appear, see the Ace of Spades and the Cross, keep quiet and guard your secrets well. Okay, so we're going to look out as we go around the rim and the inner of the cup. We're going to just look out for any other warning signs. If we see more than one warning sign, it's a little bit more important or a little bit more prominent, should we say. But yeah, so someone does not deserve your trust. Be watchful. Do not confide in people that you do not know well. So not giving too much information to people that you don't really know is the warning there, Sid. So looking around it, getting tea on me. I do think that we're going right to the star. Yeah, I do think we're going right to the star here in the outer rim. And remember, this is kind of current chapter, very near future. So definitely being mindful of who you're giving information to at this time, Sid. So let's see. I know the stars come up before. Success in your projects, recognition and praise are all indicated, a lucky sign. So it's a very lucky sign, but the luck does seem to pertain to like recognition, praise, you know, maybe being thanked for something you've done, maybe progression of a certain project or progression of a certain thing in your life, like for something you're working towards in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be work related, but something you're working towards in your life. I think my chat keeps glitching. Let me check. That's fine. Right, I'll read that in a moment. Let me just get here. So it's like the similar things popping up. I'm like, I need to learn all the symbols. Can someone have a different symbol? So we have the star. So again, you're getting a warning to not give too much information or anything away to people you don't know. You're getting the lucky sign, but then you're also getting a lot of herbs in the envelope, and they actually seem to span. Let me show you through the two. Oh, I'm literally spilling it everywhere. This is really messy. So if you look at the envelope there, the herbs there do kind of touch on the eye and the cross as well. It's kind of like they're all clumped together, touching all three of these. So we'll look at all three. We'll look at all three there. So we have the cross, a warning against overdoing it, taking on more than you can handle, or making impulsive mistakes by rushing things. I'm slow down and let go a little. For me, I'm feeling very drawn to tell you that the energy in that cross about slowing down is your mind. So it's don't overthink about things. Try to just think, maybe simplify your thoughts a little bit. Bring things a bit just calmer, relaxation. So I feel like the rushing is your overthinking. That's what I'm feeling with that. But again, across the cross is a warning sign, so we do have to be very mindful because we have the snake and the cross. So it's a little bit like, it's not like super negative, but it's like just be careful. Don't overthink. Don't give too much information to people you don't know. So then we got the envelope, which we've had with the others. So where's the envelope? Oh, there we go. A longed for letter or important document is on its way to you, and it may contain good news. So it could be like it says an important document, but it could be like an email or a text message or something like that. Something that you've wanted to receive for a long time. Maybe it could be an apology. It could be whatever that means to you. Maybe you know what you're waiting for. Sometimes we have a reading and we think, yeah, I am waiting for something, so I'm glad that that's going to come. So that's good. But the eye, you do get a little bit of energy in the eye. It's not a lot, but let's see it anyway. A protective symbol in many cultures, as we have here. The eye also hints at wonderful insights and new ways of looking at long-standing dilemmas. Okay, so maybe a resolution to a problem you've had for a while might come. And so insights, a resolution to a problem that you've had for a while, coming very soon. But also a protective symbol. So it's quite nice that you have some herbs touching there because you're getting some warnings. So the protection is needed, I think. So let me see what you guys have said before I move on here. Fire and Water says this way around I see a goat. So yeah, let me check goats. Goats should be in here, I think. Let's look at the animals. See what we have. Oh. Oh. And that's a deer. I think there's a goat somewhere. A goat. Your hard work and persistent efforts to manifest your dreams may tire you out, but you will succeed in the end. Try to relax a little and make time for fun and pleasure. But don't stop persevering because it will be worth it eventually. A person born under the sign of Capricorn, the goat, may be indicated, especially when an initial appears as well. So I haven't really looked properly yet. I don't think I got an initial, but I will check. But that's interesting. So do have a think if you do have any Capricorns in your life. But again, it's about that persistence towards your goals, but with not tiring yourself out, no burnout. So also taking breaks, also self-care as well. So that was the goat. Kieran says, I feel like the horse and Knight of Wands. So we'll look at the horse for what Kieran has seen. So let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there should be a horse in here. I think I saw a horse. Zebra. There's a zebra there. A zebra. Horse. We have horse. Okay. Inner strength and a well-developed philosophy of life carry you through most difficulties and crisis. Often a horse signifies a journey that brings benefits in some way, perhaps a new job or successful business deal. You may need to adopt a hopeful attitude before you can benefit from current possibilities. So you might be needing to just increase that positive energy, increase that positive outlook a little bit. We do have a habit of falling into negative mindsets if we are stressed. So just think about that. So yeah, someone's seeing the horse there, so that's nice. Miss Venus says, when you showed up first, almost saw an angel, and the lack of salt herbs in one place gave me the sense of ethereal energy. Very nice. So that goes well with the eye, maybe having some protection, guides around you. And yeah, so that's really nice. And to be honest, I did feel a guide, but I always do with Sid because I channel their spirit family so much, spirit team so much that generally does come through for me. So I'm glad that Miss Venus is resonating with feeling that as well. But she also says maybe I'm seeing too much, projecting my stuff into the cup. It happens, and that's why we do try to like cleanse it, make sure we're only putting that person's energy and not our own. And that's why I'm not drinking the tea, because I don't want to put my own energy into it. Sid says that resonates with the praise, so that's good. Fire and Water says, in this direction, I see again a goat and a flying bird. Sid says, I think I know what that message will be. Interesting. Miss Venus, almost feels like you don't let your negative thoughts sabotage you. You are protected, don't fall into fear. Yes, it's a great way to put it. Sid says, my sister is a Capricorn, so it could be about your sister. Fire and Water, maybe she'll be your cheerleader. My son is a Capricorn and very often he's my biggest cheerleader. That's awesome. Yes, amazing. So we're getting some really good things here. You guys had a lot of input in that one, so I greatly appreciate that. Someone else said flying bird as well, and I actually do see that, so I'm going to get bird up as well, just before we move on. So Sid, we're also getting bird for you here, so let me get this. Oh. Animals, animals. Um, so I'm going to look at it from, I think, swallows. I didn't. Birds in general. Birds in general. Yes. A single bird means news and messages. So you're getting another affirmation of news and messages. If it appears to be standing or perching, there could be a delay. A flying bird means good news, so look carefully and at surrounding symbols to see what form this might take. A flock of birds, oh yeah, well, we didn't get a flock of birds. We did get the flying bird. So good news is coming. So it makes sense with the message as well. You're getting kind of affirmation on that. So yeah, sometimes the symbols can kind of support each other, in a way. So that's nice. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, exactly. So this is the nice thing I think with doing it on stream is like it's kind of a group reading. It's almost like I'm giving a reading in a way, but you guys are also giving a bit of a reading. I really like doing it like this, and I know that ultimately I need to practice and I need to be the one seeing the signs and symbols. But it's just really nice. I think it's nice for everyone to have input. I think that's really lovely. I understand what you mean now. Not about putting your energy into the cup, but about putting your energy into the like as the reader in a sense. Um, yeah, I really like that it's kind of like a group reading. But I am looking forward to doing these properly on my own. When I say properly, I just mean it like in depth when I'm a bit more practiced. So yeah. So our next person is Kevin. So we have Kevin. If Kevin is still here. Oh, I didn't put rain on the list. I know we probably won't get that, but we need to know who came and prioritize people for their patients. So I can't get up on the next streamers because I'm streaming on my phone, so I can't actually go to my post page. Does anybody know what I said on that post? That post where I posted about The tea leaf readings. Does anybody remember which date I said? I'm just getting herbs everywhere because I'm not really putting them into like a bag or anything. So this is definitely a bad idea. I'll be hoovering after this, but it's fine. Right, we may need to boil the kettle again. Actually, I completely forgot about that. Right, let me see. Oh, it's still very hot. It's still very hot. That's great. Right, okay. Um, have a wild imagination. That's great for the third eye. Kevin, you're here. That's wonderful, amazing. Sid, you're very, very welcome. It's so nice to catch you on stream, and I really appreciate that. You're thanking everybody else for their input. That's very sweet. Miss Venus says, "That's awesome. You're an artist, so you see deep into things. I'm a psychologist, but I also see deep into subconscious themes. I can't help it." Yeah. So, Fire and Water and Miss Venus having some very positive inputs from some very interesting backgrounds, maybe you might say. Marianne, Friday the 11th. Thank you so much. Oh, I greatly appreciate that. Okay, so I think we're going to do Kevin now. We may have time for one more after Kevin, but I can't promise that. So, Kevin, you may be the last one. Marianne, we might make it to you. So if we do only make it to Kevin, we have Marianne, Rain, Shahat, AA, and Kita, Fire and Water, Sadia, and Carol Bell as priorities for the 11th. So if you can make the 11th, you'll be prioritized. But don't worry, guys, if the stream is very popular, we can do more this month, that's fine. It's kind of like the aura reading and the candle wax. When I do them, I plan to, and then we end up doing like 3 or 4. That is fine, okay? So if you want a reading, you will get one, don't worry, okay? So Kevin, let's go with Kevin now. So we take, oh, I haven't done the vervain, must do the vervain. Vikram, hello, welcome. Yeah, Fire and Water says, and together we make a unique part of the puzzle. I agree. So 3 drops of vervain for Kevin, just to cleanse the cup of the previous energies of Sid. Very beautiful energies, but we need to cleanse them. So we'll just do my 3 spins here. 1, 2, and 3. There we are. So we're just cleansing that. Why would you want to know Fire and Water's name? Sleepy, hello and welcome. Sleepy, hello and welcome. Fire and Water is a Miss Candle Wax readings. I haven't been to one for a really long time. The last one I attended was really interesting. I should do it again. That's one that it's a little bit it's a little bit tiring, not because like it's not like it takes my energy or anything, but they always last a very long time. And I need to be prepared to have that much time, that chunk of time, because I always feel like if I only have an hour, I do pendulum. If I have over an hour, I'll do crystal ball or something like this, maybe aura. But for candle wax reading, I rarely feel like I need over 2 hours. Like maybe 3 is a good amount of time. So we'll have a little look at when I can have 3 hours, and we'll do candle wax. But yes, let's get to Kevin's reading. So still a few herbs there, but I feel cleansed. So let's do your spoonful of herbs of tea. There we are. So just getting some tea for Kevin. There we are. The water is still pretty hot. I'll leave this one out. There we are. So I just filter that line. I'm kind of drawn to do that. Let's filter that line. Just mix the herbs a little bit. So, Kevin, you may be thinking right now, if you do have a question, of course you're very welcome to post it or keep it in your own energy. Entirely up to you. Because you might be looking for this guidance to come from a specific theme or something. So just whatever you would like. MC says, what is the channel and where are you? So the channel is all about spiritual things, mainly readings, so mainly like crystal ball, pendulum. At the moment we're doing tea leaf reading, and I am in the UK. So yeah, whatever you need to know right now. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it at the moment whilst I'm kind of practicing anyway. So yes, and whatever you need to know, let's get into it. So we'll spin Kevin's cup 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and pour out. So like I said, if me and Kevin were in person, Kevin would be very welcome to drink this tea. What aroma do you use? I don't know what you mean by that, but our tea is lemongrass and ginger. So yeah, so pouring out the tea here. That bowl's getting pretty full. Okay. So there we are. So there we are at the moment, but we do turn the cup around. You want to really fully drain. You want to really fully drain it. So we turn it around like so. MC, you seem cool, but I don't understand about the tea. I am UK too. It's like psychic reading, so it's basically a different form of divination. It's a different form of psychic reading, basically. But yeah, really nice to meet you from the UK. Really nice to meet you. But yeah, so what we're doing is kind of like similar to tarot or crystal ball, basically. So we spin the cup now as we are trying to fully drain 3 times. For Kevin. There we are. So now we should have the tea leaves in their rightful places. So again, like I said, we begin at the handle. We work clockwise. We have the outer rim, which is the more near future. We have the kind of the curve, which is the more distant future, or sorry, this is more present and very close future than the curve is kind of near future, and then the very bottom is distant future. It's interesting actually because Kevin, if you look at the bottom, I think you're the one with the least tea leaves in the bottom, which shows more of a like prominence and maybe urgency in your current and near future. There's a lot more guidance and kind of messages and importance in your near future, you know? So that's interesting. MC says, can you predict the future for entertainment purposes only? Well, this is I do tarot, I do crystal ball. I believe in what I do, but I'm happy for people to come to view it as entertainment as well. If that's your view and that's your perspective, and you don't believe, maybe you have a different belief system, that's fine. I'm happy with everybody to view it how they want to view it, and whatever you believe, I support that. So Kevin, let's see. So as we go around, we're not really getting anything in these first few, but we get to the heart, the cat, I think that's the cat, and the sun all have some herbs in there. So let's have a little look at those ones. I know we've had heart before, but like I said, guys, as I'm practicing, just really want to drill these things into my brain. So the Ace of Hearts for Kevin. Love and romance are on the menu. This could mean spending time with your partner or the beginning of a new relationship. Your home life is also important to you now, which could signify a move, making improvements in your current home, okay? So that's interesting that the heart can be about the love path, but it can be about the home setting as well. Um, so the cat, you're the first person to get the cat. Your independent streak and free spirit seek an outlet now. You may feel like behaving unpredictably. Be adventurous and follow your heart. So if you are guided to be a bit adventurous, be a bit unpredictable, be a bit spontaneous, then yeah, you're guided to do so if you feel drawn to do that. But the sun, you also have the sunrise. So a new beginning, a sense of rebirth, a fresh start are signified by this symbol. So when we kind of couple that with these three symbols together, I mean, a new love interest or a new home setting, unpredictability and spontaneity, and then a fresh start. They kind of all resonate, especially if the fresh start is with the home or with the love life. And that might be spontaneous. Maybe it's like spur of the moment, like, oh yeah, let's get together, or yes, let's move, you know? So there might be a bit of a spur of the moment decision, or it might be a planned decision, but you might just generally be acting a little bit more spontaneous. So that's interesting that you're getting the herbs in those areas. But you're also getting, we have a lot, like I said, in the current and near future, you have a lot more than in the distant. So you also have, if you can see, let me put that down. So you have the star, the cross, and a lot, actually not a lot, but a little bit coming up here to the eye. So I would say more the star and the cross are the important ones here. Um, Let me just read you guys' messages. Um, you resonate with her for love and home. Great. Miss Venus, you can read all about her information and the services she provides on her website. Thank you very much. Yeah, I should have said that. I greatly appreciate that. Yes, that is true. Fire and Water says I saw a frog. And when you first lifted the cup, I saw a pine tree, but I think it was just because of the angle I saw it from. The second time I didn't see it. Okay, well we'll try and find frog then at least. MC, you you down south way. I'm trying to get the accent and have my cards done years ago. Very interesting how much was right. Even very detailed names and events. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, future prediction with divination is possible. But yeah, so the area I live in, if do you mean like you're trying to gauge my accent? I'm close to Liverpool, so it's called the Wirral. It's like across the water from Liverpool, and not a lot of people know it. It's not very popular, so we kind of say Liverpool, so people kind of know the area. But yes, it's Wirral is what it's called. Um, and it's quite a nice place. So let's see. So let's go to the star, the cross, and the envelope before we check what you guys have seen. So the star, we got for the star, success in your projects, recognition and praise. A lucky sign. So it's a lucky sign, but especially about recognition and praise and success. But the cross, so the cross, um, a warning against overdoing it, taking on more than you can handle, or making impulsive mistakes by rushing things. Slow down and let go a little. So the spontaneity seems like it's a positive thing when it comes to leisure, but maybe if you're rushing and making impulsive mistakes, maybe on your like work path or your love life, maybe you should need to slow down on that because you're getting positivity with the spontaneity, but maybe that's more on your creative, your on your kind of leisurely life. In your work life and your love life, try to slow down and don't be impulsive and don't rush things. So don't overdo it in those areas. The envelope. So again, you're someone else who is getting that important message or document. So a longed for letter or important document, it's on its way to you and it may contain good news. So yeah, could be like an email or a message or something like that. But it could be a physical document. It depends what you're waiting for. So yeah, so you have that, and then I do feel a little bit of energy in the eye as well. So it's interesting how you're getting a lot in your current time. The eye, a protective symbol in many cultures, the eye also hints at wonderful insights, new ways of looking at long standing dilemmas. So there could be a resolution for a problem that's been going on for a very long time. So that's nice. Um, so let's go. So you guys have seen a lot of symbols here. So let's first go into the curve of the teacup, which is the near future, Kevin. So looking at your near future. So if you look, most of your energy, your tea leaves, in the near future are in these two sections here. So just have to, or is that one section? Oh yeah, is it all in one section? It looks like, oh, okay, that must be very important. So let's check. We have a little bit on the moon, but let's just check what that is there. So that must be the sun. See, I can't see because the symbol's completely gone. I need to get used to where the symbols are. The symbol that's hiding underneath all those leaves is what we're trying to find. So I do believe that that is the sun because I don't see the sun, so it must be. So the sun, you can make a positive impact on circumstances and people now. The symbol means creativity, joy, and success. So you might be influential in people's decisions. You might have a little bit of power, a bit of, not in a negative way, but to be able to influence people in a positive way. Um, and the symbol means creativity, joy, and success. So that's really good. But you're getting a lot of energy there. So if you are kind of into astrology, you could look more into these signs, specifically the sun sign, and look a little bit more into that and what that might mean for you, because you're getting so many of the leaves there. So it's really interesting. But again, making positive impacts on circumstances and people, creativity, joy, and success. You are getting a lot of success energy coming through here. And there is some scattered herbs on the moon, so I'm just going to look at the moon as well there. Yeah. So one thing I keep forgetting to do is go from the handle around. I should have looked at the moon first because I'm supposed to go clockwise. So that's something I'll have to keep in my mind when I do this. But the moon, your innermost feelings and most intimate relationships will be important. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive inspiration. So you are getting a little bit of a sign of your own intuition, your own kind of inspirations and dreams. But yeah, your most intimate relationships will be important. So this can be romantic relationships, but intimate relationships can also be like just people you're super close to. It doesn't always have to be like intimate in a sensual way. It can just be very very close to you. But yeah, that's very interesting with that. So it does seem like some relationships are going to be very important moving forward, and your impact on your influence is going to increase as well. But the things that I do, like I mentioned, find very interesting about this is it seems like you are really your current chapter and your near future are very very important. The cup isn't even really concerned about telling you much in the distant future. It's really kind of putting the impact and the importance and the prominence on the now. So to me, I would gauge like with my intuition here, not the book, that you have a lot of important decisions to make, and maybe that's why you're getting that message of relaxing and not rushing, because it really feels like you do need to make the right decision. The now and the near future is very very important to you right now. But let's look at some signs that you guys saw. um I actually see like kind of a diamond at the bottom, so I'm just going to check that because that's distant future. So let me just check that if I can get a gauge on that one, and then I'll check you guys signs there. I'm sure there was like some the shapes section. Looks like a diamond to me, like a diamond symbol. Hmm. Oh, there we go, diamond. Not only is the saying true that diamonds are a girl's best friend, a diamond is always a very positive symbol to discover in either a man or a woman's cup. Traditionally, this shape means you can look out for a gift, a of jewelry in the near future, just like the ace of diamonds in a deck of playing cards when they are used for fortune telling. Something I've never done. Use them playing cards for divination. I know people do that, but I've never done that. But this meaning can be stretched to include cash, surprise bonuses, windfalls, and gifts in general. A diamond shape plus any money symbol will be a very fortunate combination. So you got the luck symbol in the current chapter, but this diamond that I see, it's right at the bottom of the cup. It's right at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see it because you might not see it as clearly as me, but it's like this tea is like the dried tea with then some lemongrass stems or whatever you might call them, leaves, and it's like four lemongrass ones perfectly in a diamond shape. So I do that's the top bit if you can see that, but you might not be able to see the bottom bit. But that's definitely distant future. So it's a very positive omen for money, success, bonuses, windfall, unexpected, and it could just be you get a really great job, you know. But that's distant future. But let's have a look at some of the signs that you guys got. Let's see. So fire and water says dragon. I'm just going to see if dragon actually is in here. That would be great. But I'm not sure. But I'm sure we can take some. I mean, sometimes we see symbols of, you know, if it's an angel, or if it's a dragon, or if it's like a fairy, or if it's like, you know, whatever you're gauging as something that's kind of like an elemental kind of being, like maybe you see an alien, you know? It could be representative of the guides that you should work with. It might not necessarily be a symbol that has a meaning behind it. It might be very you know, exactly what it is. Like that's the guide you should work with. Oh, we have dragons. Something may not be what it seems in your life, as the dragon is master of illusion, trickery, and showmanship. Beware of get rich quick schemes, flashy strangers, and seductive acquaintances when this creature appears. You can enjoy the show, but do not get taken in. This may also be significant if the inquirer was born in the Chinese year of the dragon. So if you're in the year of the dragon, it might be more significant to you. But yeah, you're saying you feel a connection to dragons. It might just be working with dragon energy. It might not be what the book says. It may be working with the dragon. Oh, I can see a dragon. Just as I looked down, I saw a dragon shape. Yeah, so I can see it. So yeah, I would say working with dragons. I would say I don't know if this is how anyone else saw it, but for me it's like the head there, the wing there. Can you see that? Is that how someone else saw it? Because I can barely see that now. Interesting. Just as I read it. So yeah, very strong connection with dragons at the moment for Kevin. MC says, oh, half Scouse, I think you mean, or posh Scouse. I am Yorkshire. Yorkshire, is that what you mean? Amazing. Yes. You maybe would say posh Scouse. Yes, because I definitely speak more clear on the stream. I definitely do have like a bit of a phone voice, you know. Because I work with people all over the world. I need to be understood. I don't, but in general, I don't have a very strong accent. But maybe it's a little bit stronger than this, you know. But yeah, I tend to not be super Scouse, you know. Miss Venus, dragon energy is quite high vibration. Yes, I agree. And Caesar says I will stop going on and listen. That's fine. It's fine. We like having conversations here. It's fine. Don't worry. Kevin, hopefully that just means getting the message of getting selected for the job. Yes, could do. Monica, hello, welcome. I hope you are well. Kevin says it means, I mean, it's July, so it's my solo return soon. Amazing. Amazing. Uh, yeah, very intuitive energy connected to the moon. Yes. Miss Venus says I'm kinda seeing an owl. Okay, let's see if we get an owl. There should be an owl in here, I think. Mm-hmm. There we go, owl. A bird of the night. Owls are associated with mystery, magic, and the supernatural. On the one hand, and with sorry. and with wisdom, knowledge, and learning on the other. So yeah, so we have mystery, magic, and supernatural on one hand, wisdom, knowledge, and learning on the other. Connect these meanings, and you can see that the owl denotes an interest in studying the secrets of the paranormal, divination, or alternative philosophies and mystic arts. Or you could simply embark on a course of study, acquire new skills, or immerse yourself in learning a language. When surrounded by difficult or negative symbols, the owl warns of betrayal, and we don't really get many difficult symbols. Um, so we'll ignore that. But that's interesting because you have that balance of magic, mystery, supernatural, and then wisdom, knowledge, and learning. And I do feel like that resonates with Kevin because you're super into the spiritual things, and you're in this community, and you know whatever you might do in your own spiritual practices. But then you're learning. You're in study. You're in study, and you're really logical as well. You have that balance. So the owl really resonates for me with that. Thank you, Miss Venus, for moderating. I greatly appreciate that. Um, Kevin sees a sparrow. Okay, a sparrow. Let's look at sparrow if there is one. I don't know if there is actually. No, we don't have the sparrow specifically. But again, the bird in general can be news and a message. So yeah, a message that might come. Fire and water. Geez, I am so sorry for all the symbols I see when I seem to be on the beware. Beware? What do you mean? Miss Venus, if you're not just walking in, please let Venus know if you're interested in tea leaf reading. Otherwise, no, spamming in the chat. Your messages will be removed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Leaping frog. Well, that's what I was saying earlier, Theo. We all project what we see based on our filter, and maybe that's for us to pay attention to as well. Maybe your subconscious is trying to tell you something. Yes, but also there's a reason as well that we all came onto the stream together. We all had a moment in time to come onto the stream. I think there's a meaning for that, and I think that's great that we managed to do that. So, okay, so we did Kevin. Oh, okay. So I am going to jump off now, but I really appreciate everyone who did come on, and I do have the priorities. So we have Marianne and Rain as the members that are prioritized next time, and then we have Shahat, AA, and Kita, Fire and Water, Sadia, and Carol Bell that are prioritized for next time as well as the members. So when I come on next time, which Marianne told us, I think she said, I know I'm terrible for not remembering. I think she said it was the 11th of. I have to scroll so far up. I think she said it was the 11th. The 11th. I'll have it in my calendar. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, oh my. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just knocking everything over here. Okay, so we have. Friday the 11th, and it's probably going to be around 3 p.m. GMT. So Friday the 11th around 3 p.m. GMT will be the next one. So if you can make it, Marianne, Rain, Shahat, AA, and Kita, Fire and Water, Sadia, or Carol Bell, you will be prioritized. And the people, so you guys, even the subscribers, I will prioritize you guys as well. So yes, if you jump on, even if yeah, so even if I'll put you kind of like as with the members as priority here, because I do appreciate the patience and especially the people who have given input, like Theo. I greatly appreciate that. So I don't know if you can make it next time. I hope you can. I don't know what's going on with this. So yeah. If you can make that, that would be great. I'll really prioritize you because I feel like you gave a lot of input, and I really appreciate that. So so yeah, really hope to see you guys soon. But as it seems like a popular stream, I think there's going to be more than just that one coming up. So do stay tuned. If you really can't make the Friday, just let me know. If you really can't make the Friday, I know it's a kind of a strange time. We usually do 8 p.m. like today. If you really can't make the Friday, just let me know because because I'm sure I will be doing an extra stream for this. So if you want to suggest a date to me, go ahead and do that. I will work my best way, work as good as I can with you, to compromise with you there. So yeah, just let me know. But yes, so I've had a wonderful time. I greatly appreciate everybody who did turn up. So really do hope to see you next time. But yeah, like I said, if you really can't make that one, just get in touch and we'll plan another date as well. Yeah, we'll plan another date for that. I've really enjoyed it, and I think that it'll be a bit popular as well. So yeah. So love, lights, and blessings to each of you. Really hope to see you soon. Just don't be a stranger and don't be shy to tell me. If you really can't make it and you want me to kind of work around you, don't be shy. Okay. So love, lights, and blessings. Really hope to see you soon.